if I claim I'm a topper, either I have to be on a bender and you caught me at a wrong time to have a conversation. You know when my life changed for the worse? When I came to know that Oggy and the Cockroaches is not actually Hindi. It's a silent comedy.
Okay,
You know what?
bro,
I'll
tell
take
me about
that
this.
as
What do you
respect.
guys think about these like jokes on like LGBTQ and fat people?
As a former homosexual man, I don't think that's good.
I think कोई चीज normalize तभी होती है जब उसके बारे में jokes बन सकते हैं.
So
Yes,
four guys,
yeah.
they were carrying it. They were dancing. One guy disbalance हो गया. ऐसे casket गिरा, casket खुला उससे.
Oh.
I'll just say that Certified Lover Boy is an absolute tragic album.
आज मैं peanut butter,
Bro, peanut
banana
हाँ क्या peanut butter banana
और protein. Bro, क्या और दूध bro. In milk, that's the heaviest. That's a meal bro. 800 calories bro.
Yeah.
That's a
What
meal bro.
protein
Like,
do you consume, Siddhansh?
I
Bro,
use Plix bro, plant protein.
bro, this is Nutrabay का whey protein. मैं इतना
Is it
like
whey?
I'm
is
not-
it whey or is it?
yeah, it is whey concentrate.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not-
use way too
plant
good
protein.
percentages.
Digests better bro in my body for some reason. Plant
क्या
protein
चीज?
feels. Plant protein makes it it digests better, man.
पता नहीं bro. I never
Yeah.
never had this digestion problem. तो
Yeah,
मतलब
we
मैं
don't
कुछ
have
भी
to. We're too young for this, bro. Karan.
No man, it's too heavy, bro. I eat 4,000 calories a day, man.
4000
Dumb.
करण कपाड़िया 4000 कैलोरीज
Only then I'll gain 1 kilo a month.
और अभी तूने कहा तुम 6
Up
kg
to
लूज
2
किए हो
kilos. Yeah,
much do you weigh
because
right
I
now?
stopped 57. I was
57?
63 till 63 till 2 weeks back. In 2 weeks, I lost 6 kgs.
bro what the fuck
Dumb.
bro 50 bro
Because
एक महीना रुक जाओ मैं 57 की डेडलिफ्ट कर रहा हूँ
I started at 57.
that's good.
तो
I-
But no, he's short also, no? He's short also, so it makes sense.
I lift deadlift मेरा वो बार कितना पाउंड रहता है 50 पाउंड्स रहता है 45
बार इज 20 kg
kg ना हाँ तो 45 pounds and 25 का plates हाँ that much तो I deadlift at least मेरा
हाँ.
50 kg तो हो जाता है deadlift
हाँ मतलब मेरा तो इट्स लाइक प्रोग्रेशन ना तो आई स्टार्टेड विद 15 नाउ आई एम डूइंग 20 तो
Dumb.
अभी तेरा टाइम है ब्रो अभी कच्ची दाढ़ी है
Let your balls
You
drop
might-
first, bro.
भाई कच्ची दाढ़ी मैं तो नहीं हूँ भाई कच्ची दाढ़ी कोई और
Fair enough.
bro matlab okay for people who don't know Shlok is appearing for the first time on my YouTube channel so welcome to another episode of Sit with Sid and welcome finally Shlok Mishra 6 महीने से मेरे पीछे पड़ा हुआ है Sid when are we doing a podcast together आज कर रहे हैं finally let's go today we have कच्ची दाढ़ी and हमारे कॉलेज का अपना pedophile Karan with us
Just for the record, Siddhansh approached me first for the podcast. I think it's a great idea. But you know how it is, right? People can manipulate the audience.
yes bro Shlok is like मैं रैपर हूँ अपना आर्ट दिखाने के लिए हर जगह चला
Do you
जाऊंगा
all know what the BJP does, right? Do you all know what the BJP does? Propaganda,
Yeah.
right? It's like that.
Doesn't every politician?
Siddhansh is an anti-Semite.
yes
He is also a
an
Nazi.
Islamophobe
Hey,
Islamophobe.
what?
सारी
Yeah,
बुरी
he
चीजें
is the guy. He was the one behind the name changing of Allahabad. तेरे को पता है क्या?
Yes.
Allahabad change हो गया ना.
पहला petition
What's
मैंने ही
it
डाला
called?
था भाई
What is the
Prayagraj.
name? Prayagraj.
Prayagraj. Yeah.
What is it after?
यार
Why is
Prayag
it
is
named
like
Prayagraj?
the
You know,
ancient
Prayagraj sounds like, you know, a city state
Prague.
of Chota Bheem.
bro
Prague
Prayagraj
sounds
is a
like
train
Prague.
Prayagraj is a train Allahabad से दिल्ली जो ट्रेन जाती है उसका नाम प्रयागराज
अच्छा हम लोग इलाहाबाद नहीं आते ब्रो
आना चाहिए भाई मतलब बॉम्बे से कम
हम लोग बॉम्बे में रहते हैं ब्रो इलाहाबाद आके क्या करेंगे.
Andheri to Banda, bro. That's
Bro, I mean, हाँ, तुम लोग जितना टाइम मतलब ऐसे कम्यूट में लेते होते, मैं पूरा दिन बीत जाता है, तो like ऐसे ही है. Bro, Prayagraj, like from what I know,
But at
Prayagraj,
least
Allahabad का like original.
बॉम्बे में कम्यूट कर रहे हैं bro.
मतलब
Bro,
घर पे तो
so one of
सभी
my
बैठे हो,
friends called
घर पे
me.
तो सभी बैठे हो, बॉम्बे में तो ऐसा नहीं है.
नहीं
घर में तो
कहाँ
बैठे हो
घर
ना.
पे बैठे हैं bro. कौन
क्या
घर पे
सीन है
One
बॉम्बे
of my
का
friends
वैसे?
recently called me from Allahabad. He's like, bro, मैं चल रहा हूँ. मैं किधर? He's like, road पे. I'm like, झूठ मत बोला, मैं road पे हूँ.
अच्छा वो क्या किस पे बैठा है? वो बैनियन ट्री के नीचे बैठा रहेगा.
अभी तो ये बैठा हुआ है मैनेजर के नीचे ही बैठा है.
चौरासे पे क्या? व्हाट इज द ब्रो, व्हाट इज
वो
द
virtual
बैनियन
background है
ट्री?
वो.
बैठते हैं, क्या बोलते हैं उसको?
People
बैठक
cafe.
बिठाते हैं जहां पर पंचायत बैठती है.
पंचायत,
Nothing. Yeah, but it's called
सभा,
something where these people. नहीं, it's called
No,
टपरी,
no, पंचायत
sitting.
होगी. हम
टपरी.
पंचायत.
अबे चोदू, no. So sitting under a banyan tree is called like that thing is
अच्छा ठीक है,
called
एसोटेरिक.
some
करण चुप हो जाओ, हो गया, ठीक है भाई. आइडिया डिलीवर हो
हाँ,
गया,
point
बट डिलीवर
समझ
करना
आ.
नहीं जरूरी है यार.
Idea. No, but when something's bothering you, you have to get it out. You have to get
Yeah,
it out of
bro.
your system.
Yeah, bro,
Yeah,
that's the
I
trick.
made a reel out of this. It's called the top idea in your head. It's gonna like वो कभी बाथरूम में नहाते हुए या फिर मतलब खाना खाते हुए आ जाएगा तुम्हारे.
श्लोक को देखा उसको बहुत उसको जरूरत है.
Ideas.
श्लोक अभी बैठ के सिद्धार्थ के सब रील्स देखेगा और नोट्स.
I have no idea how I ended up in this.
क्या? What are your problems, Shlok? What is
Fucking
that is
wait, one
troubling you in your
second.
life right now?
What's troubling me? That's a beautiful question. Nothing, bro. I've never been better, bro. We're all chilling. We're out here doing our thing, bro.
What?
Living.
What'd you say? Who has blood sugar? Siddhansh has blood sugar.
I do.
You know what the funny part is? It didn't even sound like that, bro. Like
I didn't hear. I went to turn my AC on, bro.
Bro,
Say ना.
मैं पूछ रहा हूँ, श्लोक से पूछ रहा हूँ उसकी जिंदगी की दिक्कतें क्या है.
दिक्कतें तो नहीं है bro. हंस कर है. दिक्कत ना याद नहीं. I don't have any problems. It's just we just make problems.
Except for the back की दाढ़ी पूरी नहीं आती. Like, but
No, that's valid. That's valid. Siddhansh, how tall are you?
I'm 5. He's like,
No.
लंबा है क्या?
But
I'm
नहीं,
5'8".
Shlok is 5'6". That's why he's asking.
I'm 5'6".
I'm 5'8".
क्या बात कर रहा है sir? 5'8". If I am 5'6", then Karan is 4'5".
5'4". Same thing.
Bro, मतलब मैं मोटा हूँ तो लोग मेरा उस मजाक उड़ा सकते हो. That's it. तो like
नहीं
मोटा?
क्या बात कर रहे हैं? नहीं, मैं नहीं मानता.
मेरे को पता है.
सच्ची घूम के दिखा.
अभी मैं नाचा नहीं हूँ ना रील्स पे, इसलिए भाई पता नहीं चलता.
Bro, have you
Oh, bro,
ever
do it, bro.
worked,
Do it, bro.
Dude,
I'll be the
Siddharth,
first one to.
do you have a big ass? Do you have a dump truck of an ass?
I don't know, bro. I got like,
Dump truck, bro. Love that.
but
Come on,
I
bro,
think
you
I
have-
used to. I was very fat in my
I
school
have a
days.
peachy ass. I have a nice peachy ass, bro. Like
Bro.
you, I don't have a like I don't have a booty, but I have a nice tushy. You know what I mean?
ठीक है, bro. We'll see.
No,
College में
I
देखेंगे.
don't like this
I'm-
conversation.
Dude, the ladies love a big dump truck, bro.
Yeah, they
I'm
love
just
a
like-
good butt.
Yeah, bro.
You know the evolutionary perspective behind that?
बताओ.
You know a man takes big dumps.
Yeah, no,
That's because he's
big
healthy.
dumps. If you're taking big dumps, you're eating big, and if you're eating big, you are big.
Yeah, bro.
Facts,
You're eating protein, bro. Sigma males, fam.
Sigma male.
No, apparently, even if you look at this may be the wackiest thing I've ever said, but you know how Homo sapiens evolved, right? From those apes to like humans. You see the guy right before the human, he had a big dump truck.
ये क्लास में बैठ के क्या कर रहा था भाई अपनी एवोल्यूशन?
Nah, these are the real questions, fam. Should men have a big booty or not?
Yes, should
I
men have a
increase
big booty? क्योंकि हमें तो आज तक
sports
बताया गया था कि
Bro, but
that's
like, you
not
know
right.
what? Recently, I've come to the conclusion that genetics is a hard, bro. It's a bummer, bro.
Yo,
Like,
man.
I can't do.
It's
Bro, it's a
like, do
bitch.
you all play poker? Do you all play
Bro,
poker?
I'm very bad. I'm like the worst.
So there's a
मतलब हर
hand
पार्टी में
in
हारता हूँ
poker.
मैं, इतना गुस्सा आता है मुझे पोकर में, but हाँ.
There's a hand in poker called hammer. Okay, hammer is the worst hand you can get. So like, hammer is basically a 7 and a 2. basically that's the worst combination because you cannot make anything out of it. Like usme straight nahi banta hai, flush nahi banta hai, like you can't have, there's nothing you can get out of it in the lowest possible numbers. So if I think, I'll tell you what, I think like the Vikings are like ace of spade, like 2 aces, okay? Vikings got the best, like everything they got, bro. I think
भाई
Vikings.
बॉडी
And
भी मिल
then
गई,
we
ताकत
come,
भी मिल गई, लुक्स भी
सब
मिल
मिल
गए,
गया, bro.
हथियार
Yeah,
भी
they
मिल
made
गया,
boats and all. They were
सक्सेस भी
smart
मिल
and
गई.
all.
One minute. Vikings is what?
The
Bro,
Vikings,
Vikings
bro,
जो
the
प्रजाति के
Icelandic
लोग
Oh,
people
थे.
and all.
what is their race like? If you
Aryan
go-
race. They are the OG Aryans.
But even we are Aryans, right? We're just about
No,
Aryans.
no.
Indians are Aryans, bro.
Chutiye to UP say no.
Bro, I don't like using the word Aryan
No,
out here. So.
we're more. You know who are Aryans? Who are the closest we have
The
to Aryans?
Europeans are Aryans, and we are
No,
also Aryans.
Parsis. The closest we have to Aryans are Parsis and Sindhis.
Okay, what are we, bro?
Bro,
Other than
We
Indians,
are
we are
Dravidians.
10 पारसी बच गए
fam.
और
We are
सबका
Dravidians.
भाई
Bro, we did this in history, bro. Class में अगर तू आता है सुबह
Arey,
सुबह तो
bro,
पता
we Aryans, dude, Kashmiris are the closest we have to Aryans. Kashmiris
चलता है।
and Sindhis.
क्या
And
bro?
then some
Bro,
Parsis.
I'll tell you
people
this
that
funny
are
story.
from-
I'll tell you this. We had
bro,
this
पहले
midterm
मैं
once.
पारसियों पे कमेंट करना चाहूंगा. इंडिया में सिर्फ अब 10 पारसी बच गए और सबका सरनेम फर्नांडिस है. तो yeah, that's it.
None of
सब
those
गोवा में.
Parsis. Fernandez is a Catholic.
अबे नहीं, सॉरी, वो क्रिश्चियन होते हैं. अरे नहीं, सबका वो. हाँ
सोडा बॉटल ओपनर वाला यू.
हाँ वही बॉटल ओपनर वाला, दारू
फर्नीचर
वाला.
वाला, बॉटल ओपनर,
हाँ.
लैपटॉप.
और ये सब
10
गोवा
पारसी
में
बचे,
रहते हैं.
उसमें से 6 गोवा में
दारू
कौन
वाले.
पारसी
What are you saying, bro? Get your history right, bro.
इधर सुनो, तुम लोग मुझसे एक साल ऊपर हो, ठीक है, और
में
दोनों 4 पॉइंटर मारते हो. चुप रहो. मैं यहाँ जोक बनाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, तुम लोग जो फैक्ट चेक कर रहे हो, पागल हो क्या?
बास्केटबॉल या जीपीए. बास्केटबॉल में तो 4 पॉइंटर
Because we
होता
can't
नहीं
do both, bro. We can't do both.
ब्रो मतलब हाँ, you
नहीं,
guys
ऐसे
can't 4 पॉइंटर जीपीए ब्रो, ऑब्वियसली.
नहीं अब तक वहां पहुंचेंगे.
अच्छा, तो मुझे फोन रोजन क्या बता रहे थे कि श्लोक टॉपर है, मैं टॉपर हूँ, और एक
मैंने कब बोला मैं टॉपर हूँ?
फोन पे क्वांट की टेस्ट के एक दिन पहले.
अबे चुप.
करण तो टॉपर है.
भाग बेंच.
बोला क्यों मुझे फिर?
ये अफवाह कौन फैला रहा है? There is no chance. If I claim I'm a topper, either I have to be on a bender and you caught me at a wrong time to have a conversation, or I'm.
Bro, I think you just woke up. I think you just woke up at that time. Phone pe.
Nah, man, there's no chance. I might have said Shlok. Shlok's good academically. Shlok has some strong hitters. He has some good subjects under his belt, I'd say.
Bro, Shlok is like very academically strong. He also has connections in the PCGT. He's like the most well-connected person in college.
So he's here. And
Bro, that's why he's here, bro. You look at the kind of guests
That
I've
is why
hosted on
exactly.
here.
Sudhanshu is getting it right. That's exactly why I'm here.
Yeah.
You look at
He's
the kind
sitting
of
with
guests I'm
us.
hosting.
With
That's
the
the
fucking
recipe.
Eminem poster behind him.
Yeah. You know what? I should actually get rid of this because I don't even like goatify this guy anymore.
Whoa,
that's
Yo.
like this
Okay,
is something that
Kendrick.
goes into the trailer.
Kendrick or M.
As a hip hop artist, I'd say Kendrick.
Yeah.
What other type of artists are there? Rap,
You
you
can be a
mean?
rapper.
But
No,
like as a rapper, I
rapper,
think M is better.
Eminem, yeah, no one's close to Eminem in rapping when it comes to just lyrical ability.
Oh, bro, Kendrick's got some mad.
Nah, but he doesn't come.
Bro, I
close
think
to
Bro,
Eminem.
you want the
Kendrick is
fucking
more
Pulitzer,
versatile, right?
fam. You want
Kendrick
the
is more
fucking
versatile in his
Pulitzer.
art form.
Yeah.
Like,
See,
M
now
is more
Sudhanshu gets it.
chopper flow and that kind of shit.
M does all kinds of flows. Bro, name the flow Eminem has it, but he just does rapping. Like that's
Yeah. Because like
Guys,
I think like
sorry for the
ठीक है,
video
ठीक है.
issue.
हाँ,
There's
हाँ.
some.
I think like
fuckery going on.
उसका जो like Venom, I've been listening on loop since काफी time से.
Because
Yeah,
of
bro,
the
I hate-
reels.
There's this guy called Anthony Fantano on YouTube who does music ratings, right? And he absolutely despises the hook of that song. He's like, Venom, Venom, Venom.
Bro, उसमें there's other like after he says Venom, there's also like 3 lines of proper English, and it's like almost
Yeah, no,
like,
there's delay on the Venom and then there's proper lines. You know what delay is? So it's like it repeats itself. It keeps on repeating itself. So it's annoying. It's pretty annoying.
Like it's
cool, bro.
Adrenaline, like pata nahi wo, like he's too fast with that. But you guys know of Akira the Don?
Yeah.
Akira the Don.
The rapper or Akira the Hun? I know Attila the Hun.
No. Akira the Don.
I know the wrong Akira, bro. I know the wrong Akira.
No.
Akira, do you know?
So what this guy basically does is he picks people, cast speeches and all. He's a musician, and like he basically got famous because of this series he did called Meaning Wave. So we know Jordan Peterson, yeah, right? Jordan Peterson, जानते हैं. So like उसके जो lectures and stuff होते हैं, उसके जो lectures and stuff होते हैं, उसके पीछे बंदे ने बढ़िया music लगा दिया, and it's like 1.5 hours of his lectures with music, very trippy vibes, and it is just amazing. I listen to it while working out. That's like cool shit. Love it.
तू lecture सुनता है workout करते वक्त?
Bro, I listen
audiobooks सुनता है audiobooks.
No wonder you're deadlifting 40.
Bro, I listen to Joe Rogan a lot while working out. Yeah, podcast ही चलते हैं.
Bro, I just listened to right now, bro. I'll be honest, Siddharth, I haven't heard much of your podcast, but it's not a quality thing, bro. Just a time thing. I'll start checking it out.
Yeah, bro, you have to. Like, you should.
He puts timestamps like a gentleman.
Bro, I think मैंने बहुत professionally handle किया अपना podcast, and like मेरे contrary there's
I always
which
say that,
like
bro.
doesn't give
I
a fuck.
That.
कुछ नहीं बहनचो, thumbnail भी नहीं डालता था कभी. मैंने बताया thumbnail डालो.
Yeah, bro. Siddharth is the one that told me, bro, put a thumbnail.
And why can't I see you? Camera fix karo, bhai.
Wait, man. I don't know. Some fuckery is happening. I'm gonna come back. Okay. Wait.
Nothing.
Okay. तो yeah, bro. Karan चला गया. अब मतलब उसकी कोई बुराई करनी हो तो तुम कर सकते हो.
हाँ bro, बुराई करनी है तो उसके मुंह पे करेंगे ना bro, उसके बिना क्यों?
Exactly, bro. मतलब अच्छा tell me this, like ऐसे like in your circle ऐसे बॉम्बे में ऐसे होता है क्या कि लोग पीछे बुराई करते हैं किसी की?
Yeah, bro, that's most people, right? Like, oh, but you have to choose a circle, right? You have to, like, I don't even have a circle, bro. मेरा semi circle है, bro. दो दोस्त
semi circle है. आधे लोग ऐसे निकलते रहते हैं side से कभी-कभी.
Yeah, bro. But we're real, bro. Like, we keep it real, bro. Like, we roast the shit out of each other on call, and then like we pick up each other right behind the back, bro. Like that's how it is.
Exactly, bro. I think that's the best. मतलब ऐसे मेरे भी स्कूल में ऐसे एक दो मेरे कुछ ही दोस्त थे स्कूल में, and everyone like I knew they were like roast the fuck out of me in front of me, but like they would not let any harm like come to me. Like if there was a serious situation,
it's all done in good faith,
they would be like no कुछ नहीं होने देंगे. क्या है बताओ?
That's how it should be.
हाँ.
How's JD Sola going for you? Second year.
Bro, JD Sola, there's no मतलब like I'm not qualified to say how's JD Sola going for me because JD Sola is nothing but a fucking Zoom account for me. So
it's an app, right? Nothing else.
Yeah, it's like, see, for me, it's like normal. The thing is that I have a life outside of college. So, that's like,
bro, for real?
For real, bro. ऐसा नहीं है 4:30 के बाद जिंदगी में काम, मुझे 4:30 के बाद जिंदगी में काम होते हैं.
Daddy's back.
वापस आ गया.
Daddy's back. Big Papa KK.
पापा
I would say
दूध लेके वापस आ गए.
Children's Day, both of y'all come here. I'll fucking take y'all to Planet Infinity and make y'all play games. Come here.
No, he'd gone to put his arthritis medicine.
So come here. Let me put your pacifier in so that you shut the fuck up for a second.
Bro, मतलब उसको मैंने 10 मिनट और बोलने दिया. This guy's gonna get sexual. So
yeah. No,
that's the only way to get it, bro. We're the three musketeers.
That's how we roll, bro.
We're the three musketeers, bro.
Yeah. Oh.
Have you all watched the Three Musketeers? Have you all read the book?
No. मैंने 3 mistakes of my life पढ़ी थी.
अरे बहुत danger book है.
Bro, Chetan Bhagat is like the Bollywood version of movies. Like, or
bro,
the book version of Bollywood.
Bollywood version of movies.
No, he's the book version of Bollywood.
Oh, अरे यार. Bro, I'm sick of this, bro. Fucking kill me, bro. Just kill me.
आज ही इससे पूछने वाला था what webcam are you using? मैं सोच रहा हूँ लेनी है, but अब नहीं पूछूंगा.
nahi, wait. I'll be back again.
Shlok, what's your major?
I'm majoring in psych. So
what are the courses like you took in psych?
मैं पूछ रहा हूँ क्या इंटरव्यू के ले रहा है मेरा
नहीं मैं पूछ रहा हूँ भाई मुझे भी मेजर डिसाइड करना है ना अगले साल.
So no, right now we have positive psychology, which is like by Dr. Mohita Janathur, beautiful professor, and what's the other? Advait, Professor Advait Kapileshwari, who's taking up normal psych. Amazing professor.
Bro, I might take up psych, but pata nahi bro, ek to bencho, I wanted to know how mass media looks like, but these guys fucking put yoga instead of that, and I'm like, bencho, ताड़ासन सीख रहा हूँ मैं यहाँ पे. वो मेरी नानी सिखा रही है मुझे. भाई वो गंगा जल छिड़क रहा है.
Bro, what is that yoga? What is that
गंगा
yoga?
जल छिड़क रहा है भाई अपने कैमरे पे करण.
एक वीडियो सरफेस हुआ था bro, it was damn funny bro. I saw it.
वीडियो सरफेस हुआ था ऐसे एमएमएस सीख हुआ भाई क्लास बच्चे योगा कर रहे हैं. एमएमएस सीख
I'm the
हुआ
one who
है.
leaked it. I'm the culprit. Come after me bro. I'm the one who leaked
In
it.
that, Siddhansh, I swear to God, you look like a Chuava that is about to get his treat. I'm not joking. I have never seen something more delicious than that video. It is
This guy is getting way too sexual right now.
Whoa. You find Chuavas delicious?
भाई चुआवा क्या होता है? चुआवा क्या
होता है भाई? छोटा सा
Chuava is a dog, Siddhansh.
I don't know bro. मेरे यहाँ तो भाई ऐसे वही छोटे हरामी कुत्ते बैठते रहते हैं उनको पत्थर दिखा भाग जाते हैं. उनको मतलब ऐसे 10 बच्चे पैदा करते हैं उसमें से 8 मर जाते हैं.
Bro, यूपी के कुत्तों पे टीका लगा रहता है. Bro, they're all Hindus.
Bro, मैंने अपने वाले पे लगाया था भाई दिवाली पे.
Yeah, even I
don't want to participate in discussions like this, Mr. Kapadia. This is going on the internet.
Yeah, so what?
So what?
I'm not
Have
saying
you seen
anything
the state
bad.
of our nation?
So,
bro, देखो,
have I said anything bad?
this podcast episode is about all men being like unapologetic and open about their feelings. So like all this episode.
You can leave the chat, Shlok.
I was just about to say that.
You can bounce.
I was just about to say that.
You can bounce, man.
Okay,
you know what?
Bro, tell me about this. What do you guys think about these like jokes on like LGBTQ and fat people and all of that? What do you guys think about that?
Nah, bro.
I think,
allow it.
No, bro.
I'm not having that. We're out of
man.
it.
Yeah. As a former homosexual man, I do not. I don't think that's good.
Former
Yeah,
homosexual?
no, I'm not. Yeah.
That's not a thing, bro. What do you mean former? It's not a career.
Why? No, I'm not.
नहीं change कर सकते हैं. Okay, no. He can change his sexuality, but like I want to know the timeline. What was your timeline of you being?
Sexuality is supposed to be natural.
2012.
No, bro. क्या बोल रहे हो भाई? Sexuality can be changed.
Like, 2012, bro. That time he was our age.
Shlok. Shlok. That time I was jerking off, so don't worry.
Were you jerking off to like Amitabh Bachchan or what?
That I'd like to keep private. I'll keep that private. Not Amitabh Bachchan, bro. He wasn't.
Shah Rukh Khan.
Amitabh Bachchan doing Chuavas.
No. Milind. Who's that?
Milind Gaba.
Milind. No. Arey, the
Milind
runner,
Soman. Milind जो भागने वाला Milind Soman.
Dude, he's a dude. Jackass, bro.
Anil Kapoor.
जैसा, bro. When Anil Kapoor. Nah.
Bro, I think Anil Kapoor is nice. Like no homo, but
who said he's not nice? No, who said he's not nice, buddy? If I'm pretty sure if dudes are joking off, they're not joking off the Anil Kapoor.
You don't know. You don't get to question their choices.
No. But
I'm not questioning it.
Let's keep jokes aside. Like on the real, I don't take jokes towards the LGBTQ community because I don't think we're there yet. I genuinely don't think we're there yet. Especially we're not there yet. Like,
see, bro.
Also,
go ahead.
Fat people, right? There's a difference, bro. Because although I understand body positivity, I feel like the whole narrative is changed. And I know exactly, like I know what Karan knows what I'm talking about, so he's going to elaborate.
You know, so okay, in my opinion, I think I've been on both sides of the aspect of bullying. I've been the guy who has been bullied, and I've been the guy who's bullied a lot of people. I've been on both sides. And I think both of those things came from my insecurities. And I've been the guy who's made fun of people. I've been been the person who has been made fun of for obviously my height. But I covered up for it because I had other cool things I used to do. Like I used to play football, I used to beatbox, all of that
That's
cool
what
stuff I used
kids
to do.
do, right? मोटा हूं तो मैं पढ़ाई अच्छी करूंगा ताकि grades अच्छे आए, ऐसा कुछ.
Yeah, I mean, like people like.
I get it. Continue.
I think in a certain way, I have friends who are fat. I have friends who are super lanky. I have friends who are short. I have friends who are gay. I have friends who are lesbian. I have a trans friend. I have all types of friends. And I know that with them, when I crack certain jokes, it goes without saying that it's with the understanding that I think people don't realize that when I would crack a misogynistic joke, which I crack a lot, it's with the understanding that look at how fucked up the state of our society is, that the only way I can signify it without being all melodramatic about it is through humor. I think, okay, there's a big saying that out of comedy comes and stems through tragedy. The intensity of tragedy might be lower or higher. I don't know. But it stems through tragedy. So when I crack a joke about women, let's say not like, I was saying, I was talking to one of my friend and I was telling her, nobody cares about young boys, nobody gives a fuck about boys, but it's okay because we run shit in the future. So she got the joke. It's from the idea that how fucked up is it that women aren't at the place that they can run shit in society. They're not given that opportunity yet.
Doing it in a satirical way.
And that nobody cares about young boys.
I think that's a made-up excuse for being. I think it's a made-up excuse for being misogynistic. I don't think that justifies. I personally wouldn't do.
Yeah. What I think is, I think for anything to be normalized, right? For anything to be normalized.
Shlok, I didn't understand. I want to understand what you're saying.
But let me get to it. But मुझे बोलने दो.
हाँ बोल.
मैं कह रहा हूँ अच्छा करण का ऐसे रहता है, ठीक है, पहले बोलता रहेगा और फिर कोई बोलेगा कि भैया मुझे बोलने दो, हाँ बोलना, मैंने कब रोका, तो ऐसे रहता है भाई करण ऐसे
नहीं, हाँ बोलना मतलब लाइक आई एम सॉरी आई कट यू ऑफ.
अरे मैं मजाक कर रहा था ब्रो, ये क्या
दिल पे मत ले यार.
अरे भाई लेता हूँ ब्रो, मजाक कर रहा होता हूँ इंसान यहाँ पे.
Don't take it to your heart, take it to your bum and fart. Go ahead.
वो I was joking. वो बोलता है पास्ता.
Go ahead.
हाँ, so I think for anything to be normalized, there has to be humor about it. And Karan, as Karan said, na ki, it's so absurd, it's so fucked up that we have to make jokes about it. I think in the exact same way. मतलब जब भी कोई ऐसे उल्टी बात करता है ना इंटरनेट पे, my first joke is always like, इसकी freedom of speech छीन लो. And to me, that idea is so absurd. I'm like, वो इतना absurd है कि वो funny है. So even like joking about women is like, it's so fucking absurd that it's funny. Okay. Also, I think again, on the normalizing point, I think कोई चीज normalize तभी होती है जब उसके बारे में jokes बन सकते हैं. जैसे right now we can make jokes about like श्लोक की दाढ़ी नहीं आती, या करण छोटा है, या करण की एज बहुत ज्यादा है. It's all because like we have. मैं मोटा हूँ. All of that is because like it is normalized, right? We don't care about, it's not something that we base our identity on. कल को मैं कहूँ कि भाई मतलब श्लोक तो मतलब अगर let's just say श्लोक ने कल अपनी identity, he has based it on his he majoring in psychology. If I make a joke around that, he's gonna get hurt. If I like make a joke about Karan whatever running his podcast, he's like, if that has something that he's made his identity about, then he'll get offended. But if it's like normal, if it's like something as a part of your life, तब उस पे joke you don't really care. And I think that also comes like joke ज़्यादा like joke बनने पे. But now initially the people were like कि तुम like how can you make these kind of jokes like अगर if ऐसे हो. But then people like Andrew Schulz are out, right? People like Veer Das, I mean I don't have a like, he's not particularly that ballsy, but still he can like do that. Like he can make a joke on religion because it's kind of normalized. So I think that way. And I think ये जो normalization का रास्ता है, it has to cross through jokes. But obviously, as Shlok said, it is an excuse for many people to be misogynist or be homophobic. और वो पता चल जाता है.
I just feel like
वो पता चल जाता है. Like if I'm telling a joke to a gay person and I know that person is like particularly reasonable. He's not an Instagram celebrity who has based his identity around being gay. तब वो उस पे joke नहीं लेगा. But if it's like someone who's reasonable, they'll know like what is happening.
Fair enough, makes sense. I feel like
Shlok was saying something.
No. I think Siddhant summed it up in a few lines very well. But what I meant was that it just feels like a pathetic excuse to be insensitive.
It is sometimes.
And
like,
I understand the whole normalization. In fact, I like the idea. And I see where you're coming from. But two questions that pop in my head is A, where do you draw the line? And B, is it just the personal identity that you're attacking of another person? If so, then to what extent is it really going to affect them? How does thick skin come in?
So like second question, so I'll ask you again, समझ नहीं आया. But like for first question, where do you draw the line? I think like the drawing the line, it's a very personal thing. So what I personally do is when I'm talking to someone new, so I go धीरे कि I'll talk to them धीरे से, like पहले तो like normal बात होगी, then I'll casually throw in a cuss word, let's just say, and see what their reaction is. Let's just say मैंने चूतिया बोला या मैंने कुछ और बोला, and they're like oh, या फिर like I can see their reaction, right? So I'm like okay, this is where I draw the line. Let's just say they're cool with me saying चूतिया या कोई cuss word. Then I'll go a little bit आगे, ठीक है? तो ऐसे कैसे करके I like go about it. और मतलब final line is like you're like in my सर्कल, तो वहां पे मतलब तुम्हारी डीपेस्ट इनसिक्योरिटीज को ऐसे खोल के जहां दर्द होता है वहां ऐसे पकड़ के मारेंगे भैंस. तुम्हारी अगर नाक टेढ़ी है तो उसी पे नाम रख देंगे तुम्हारा. लाइक अगर
that was sexual, that action. That's so sexual.
Bro, Karan,
you cannot talk about being sexual, okay?
Which is meant, bro.
He was worried about
ठीक है, तो that's like
being sexual.
ठीक है, तो that's like second question क्या था? What was the
saying?
Hypocrisy हमारे उसमें है, खून में.
I have a very good point. Think about it this way. I don't make fun of people, meaning that I will not make like the whole idea that I'm not insensitive. Meaning I won't crack a joke for the sake of cracking a joke. Like I don't want to be funny. If I find something funny, I will say it.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yeah, because a lot of the time it's like conversational humor is situational. You don't joke, just go to someone and say aisa. You're talking to someone and the joke comes up.
My whole idea is that if I don't have to be funny. I'm not fighting against the whole narrative of keeping people in certain boundaries and being sensitive. I don't care. Do as you please. My life revolves around my personal circle and what I think is all right to say in society. I don't say anything to people. If I meet someone new, if I'm having a conversation with you for the first time, I will never. I'm the nicest guy you will meet. Today I can crack. Today I can say funny things about Shlok or about you because you all are my friends, and I say it to y'all. You will never see me say something mean about you to another person. I have never in my life said something bad about my friends to another person or made fun. Let's say I have a gay friend, I won't ever say anything about their
like
sexual preference to another person ever.
Or treat them differently, right?
Obviously, bro, no chance.
Yeah,
bro.
But is it? Here's the question that pops up in my head, right? It's not really about what you're doing always. It's also about how you're sounding. And Karan, I believe we've had this conversation before, right? So obviously, you're not going to treat someone who's.
I have a last point, teacher. Last point.
Teacher.
It just struck me. I had to say. So it also comes with the idea that if I find solace and I find comfort and homeliness with people I can make fun of, and when they can make fun of me, and then I can make fun of them. I think you are closer to me if I see the fact that you see me for who I am and for my insecurities, make fun of it, and I can do that to you as well. But but you will always uplift me in front of others. It's the idea that we are all in this together, and if so, my friends will make fun of me because I'm short, suppose, and I'll make fun of my friend because, like, let's say, uska daadi nahi hota hai. Or yeah, or I've made jokes about my friend who's lanky, like super lanky, and we crack, like we all do that to each other, right? And I have a Parsi friend, uski to bahut marta hu main. So, but that comes with the idea that I will never, like,
It's in good faith.
if yeah, it's in good faith, and then the idea that you are as fucked up as I am, and I'm as fucked up as you are, so
it's
you're
okay
with
to
me,
talk about it.
and your problems get defeated when we fucking tackle them together with jokes. Humor is the best way to tackle something that is horrible. Laugh it off, like when you laugh things like that off, no. When you laugh things off that hurt you, you have the power to let it not hurt you when it actually comes to the actual problem. When push comes to shove, if you have already been empowered by your friends that, dude, these are jokes that the world will crack and I'm cracking them, but be
like
rest
tough
assured
love,
that I don't feel it.
Bro,
I don't
exactly.
feel it.
Bro, it's like
That's the
in
idea.
American, it is the process of normalization. You normalize things when you make jokes about it. It's like ये तो casual conversation में हम कभी भी लेके आ सकते हैं. अगर किसी का breakup हुआ है, but eventually what happens? You're joking about it, right? एक साल बाद, because it's normal. वो दर्द आके निकल चुका है. That is the process of normalization. That's how it goes about. And or exactly the concept of friends being there. It's like, see, like in a friend group, especially in a male friend group, what I think happens is you are often, when you're cracking jokes about people, like in your friend group, it's like a water test, like testing. Like if you can take jokes that I crack on yourself, that means you can handle worse situations. So like if you can take my joke, then you can stand by me when shit hits the fan. Like you can hang when shit hits the fan. Yeah, it's like that. Especially in male friendships, it's like हम चारों पांचों लोग हैं, सबको सबकी दिक्कतें पता है, सबको सबकी दिक्कतें पता है. किसी का एक ब्रेकअप हो रखा है, कोई मोटा है, कोई छोटा है, किसी की नाक टेढ़ी है, ठीक है, और इन सब पे सब जोक्स करते हैं. बट जब प्रॉब्लम आती है, सब एक साथ खड़े हो जाते हैं, कोई छू नहीं सकता. And that is the power. I think humor is what binds people.
He's going in, bro. He's going in.
Humor and pain.
No, but he's got a point. He's a little more emotional than I would be about it, but
same.
Correct.
A little bit more, but he's correct.
Yeah, but he's
correct. Yeah, no, he's correct in his emotion. I understand the emotion.
Yeah, absolutely. I get it. When I understand.
No, but like I'll still stick to my point, right? I understand how you guys feel humor would be the best medicine to normalize any kind of situation. But I feel like when we're in public, when we're in the public sphere, when we're out here doing podcasts on social platforms, it's very important that you're on the same page as me. When you make a joke, I understand your joke, right?
Oh, 100%. Of course.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's when you're in a public sphere, everybody may not be on the same page as you, and that's really problematic.
Of course.
Like there's stuff, right? For example, I'm in front of a crowd which has 100 people, and 10 of them are gay. Take care. And there I like crack a joke. So like 90 straight people laugh, and 9 gay people also laugh. So and the one person who's like gay does not find it funny. Then the problem is with that person, like not because if the other 9 guys are laughing, that means the joke kahin to sahi hoga. And I know that's a very dangerous territory to tread into. Because you
don't get to decide whose problem it is.
Like
but I'm not responsible for everyone's problem, right? Agar kuch funny aaya hai mere andar,
you're responsible for what is coming out of your mouth. And as long as you make sure that most people are not offended, I think you should be good. But to say that it's that person's problem, I feel that's
obviously if they feel offended, then I'm like, okay, I'm sorry that it made you feel bad. I did not mean to say. Like that comes as a given.
No, yeah,
like that obviously happens even in conversations, right? Let's say I'm in a conversation with somebody and I throw in a joke which might sound a bit offensive to them. I'm like, hey man, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to. Like it happens sometimes. So obviously you have to make sure that they know that you're not in spite, like that you're not coming from a malicious place. I'm like, sorry.
No, I also feel like to add to that, when I'm friends with people, right? And like, for example, Karan makes certain jokes that I don't like. I tell him, bro, like,
what jokes do I make that you don't like?
Bro, you have to. That happened with me too. Like when I was
even if you're with your friends, bro, like things that I don't like, things that he doesn't like about me, it doesn't even have to be something which is politically correct, like politically like incorrect, right?
What jokes do I make that you don't like? You fuckhead.
Bro, it's a way, like, obviously that happened with me too. Like when I 8th or 10th mein tha,
what jokes?
Like my friends
one
used to, like,
second. This needs to be sorted out.
On
the biggest platform, biggest platform in UP, biggest podcast in UP, and has to be sorted out right here, right now. Say it.
What do you want?
What jokes that I've cracked?
Do you really want me to get into this?
Go ahead. I want to know.
Go into it.
Nah, bro. Alright, guys. Are you sure, Karan?
What the fuck, bro?
Nah, bro. On the real, like, whenever we talk, right? I think whenever me and Karan talk, I think there's this fine line where we realize that, this is a bit of a stretch and we shouldn't, especially when he's saying certain things. And I don't
dude.
I don't know. I like with my friends, with my like some, obviously with some friends there's a line, with some friends there's not. मतलब मैं जो तुम्हारे बचपन के ट्रॉमा में जाके तुम पे वार करूंगा मैं. ऐसे लोग भी हैं.
Wow, that I don't do though. Like I don't know. That is
Bro, I do that with like a couple of people जिनके साथ पता है कि ये cool है.
That's where I would draw the line there. Like I don't hit people's I don't like hitting people's insecurities. Like I think because I know how it feels.
I was having a conversation about this with my friends. Like so it's like मतलब हम like there's one friend of mine जिसके साथ there's no holes. मतलब उसको हम दोनों एक दूसरे के बारे में सबसे घटिया जोक मारेंगे. मतलब उसका बचपन का ट्रॉमा मेरा जोक है, उसका भी जोक है, और मेरा मोटापा उसके लिए जोक है, मेरे लिए भी जोक है. ठीक है? तो that is there. But
I don't think it seems like a fair balance. उसका बचपन का trauma.
You're not even that fat, that fat, right?
Bro, मैं एक time पे था. I was like 100 kg.
Yeah, and I'm not.
Wait, how much do you weigh right now? If you don't mind, like saying, of course,
like 80 kg. Right now?
And how you're 5'8", right? Okay, makes sense.
Like, once I was like 100 kgs. Once I was like 100 kgs.
Ooh, bro, big man.
Big man.
Yeah.
Big man. So, but I think you should stay 100 kgs, bro. Why go down to 80?
No, get to 100 kgs, but with muscle mass instead of.
Yeah.
Bro, that's so bro, are you mad? That's so unhealthy. Dude,
bro, मतलब अगर बड़ा हो जाऊंगा मैं,
he's not going to be able to scratch his back.
So wait, 1 minute. So being 100 kgs fat is.
Bro, he won't be able to scratch his own back, Shlok.
You just said be 100 kgs.
In general, I'm saying. Why?
No.
Bro, once again, Shlok, you're tall. Bro, we could be Ed and Eddie.
Oh, now here's when I realized that he's messing with.
No, I'm not, bro. Dude, imagine if he
Wait, what are you saying?
Ed and Eddie, all have not watched that show ever.
No, हम लोग छोटे हैं भाई, हम लोग बाद में पैदा हुए, तुम realize?
अबे bro,
मैंने देखा
इसने देखा है,
मैंने देखा है,
से 1 साल बड़ा है.
अरे
हाँ वो तू छोटा भी देख रहा था bro.
नहीं मैं टॉम एंड जेरी और ऑगी देख रहा था.
Oggy, bro.
Oggy's good.
I love Oggy.
Dude, you know what?
I love Oggy.
You know when my life changed for the worse? When I came to know that Oggy and the Cockroaches is not actually Hindi. It's a silent comedy.
It's
but my
उसको इंग्लिश में चेंज करते हैं ना, कुछ नहीं आता था, सिर्फ साउंड इफेक्ट्स आते थे.
Bro, when the before Bombay had this rule, like before there was a rule that there came a rule that it has to be a set-top box. Cable providers were canned. Sorry, I had a burp. Cable providers were canned. Before that, Nickelodeon showed only Hindi stuff. No matter what you were, like whatever, unless you had Tata Sky and then you put it on the language changer. Uske pehle it was only in Hindi. So Oggy and the Cockroaches खाली हिंदी में आता था. फिर वो रूल आया और वो रूल के बाद मेरे घर पे 7 स्टार आया और मैंने लैंग्वेज मतलब ऑटोमेटिक लैंग्वेज इंग्लिश था और it was silent. मैं बोला भैंचो आवाज नहीं आ रहा है, क्या हो रहा है? And then I came to know.
Same मेरे साथ भी.
That's when I came to know.
मुझे तो रियलाइज भी नहीं हुआ जब मैं बड़ा हुआ.
Cockroaches was better off when it was Hindi, bro. Like I love that.
Yeah.
I think bro. See, I think the show was massively created, भाई. Massively
We're
creative.
Indian, bro.
मतलब
Indian
bro,
है अपन.
ऑगी को शाहरुख खान की आवाज दे दी, जैक को सनी देओल की आवाज दे दी, एंड वो 3 हरामी कॉकरोच बहन जो पता नहीं क्या क्या थे वो, और वो बुली कुत्ता, ओए फाड़ दूंगा, चीर दूंगा.
Yeah, bro. I love it. But I was saying something, bro. Ed and Eddie. Yeah, we could be Ed and Eddie. I
have not seen Ed and Eddie, bro.
So it's 3 dudes who are like completely on like.
हाँ मैंने Ed and Eddie देखा है. हाँ मैंने देखा है.
भाई 3 dudes. One is super short and
this was part of the. हाँ I.
We know that one is.
Like the portfolio of shows that used to come in the midnight. 4 बजे के 2-2:30 बजे के बाद.
Is there a handsome guy?
दिन में भी आता था. 4 बजे तक कौन जागता था, bro?
Bro, मुझे याद, सुनो मैं बताता हूँ. मुझे like जब मैं छोटा था ना.
भाई
पता नहीं. 12-13 साल का. तो कुछ ऐसे महीने में 1-2 रात
बनेगा.
हाँ मैं बनूंगा. हाँ मैं कह रहा हूँ.
बोल.
ऐसे जब मैं छोटा था, ऐसे 12-13 साल का, तो ऐसे कुछ महीने में 1-2 ऐसी रातें होती थी जहाँ 12 बजे के बाद भी जागने को मिलता था. लाइक 10 बजे के बाद जागने को मिलता था. और उनमें से कुछ रात में और देर तक जागने को मिलता था. 11 बजे के बाद भी जाग सकते हो, 12 बजे के बाद भी जाग सकते हो. अरे वाह, इसके बाद भी दुनिया होती है. तो ऐसा होता था. और उसमें देयर यूज्ड टू बी दिस कैटलॉग ऑफ शोज दैट यूज्ड टू कम. इसमें तकेशीस कासल होता था, ये एड एंड एडी होता था, एंड जॉनी ब्रावो होता था, और हरामी स्केटबोर्डर कौन सा? हरामी
I remember.
Dennis the Menace. नहीं. Kick Bukowski. हाँ वो. हरामी स्केटबोर्डर.
Kick Bukowski.
ऐसा था उसका.
Exactly. ये
bro, Johnny Bravo never hit leg day.
No, he did.
मुझे कभी ये जॉनी ब्रावो का अल्फाइज्म नहीं समझ आया. कभी नहीं समझ आया. बहन जो तुम्हारी दाढ़ी उगती नहीं है, तुम क्या कर रहे हो?
बट दाढ़ी उगना इम्पोर्टेंट है क्या? तुम दोनों को देखो, तुम लोग तो मर्द जात के पिनिके लोग.
आती है.
Yeah, that's. I really wouldn't call that a beard, but okay.
I'm clean shave right now, so.
मैंने 2 दिन पहले ही अभी हटाई थी.
Yeah, dude. I think okay. Firstly, there is nothing wrong with not having a beard. Cole Sprouse and all also.
Politically correct हो जाऊँ मैं भी.
No, I'm not me.
Let me first place myself on the right side of the phone.
Then I'll fuck you.
कोई मेरे पीछे ना पड़ जाए.
Then I'll fuck you all. No. What I mean is, you're extremely handsome men. You're extremely ecstatic. You're some gentlemen that are in need of some plastic surgery, but I still love you all for who you all are.
Whoa. I hate it when that happens. You know when people are like damn good and they just stand in that one disc, like you won't notice.
Bro,
like,
you know,
तू बहुत ही बढ़िया है, बस तू ना
I'll tell you something.
घटिया है, but मैं तुझसे प्यार करता हूँ. क्या बोलूँ मैं?
I'll tell you something hilarious. The first girl that fucking bounced on me, okay, I won't name her, but she was my first love, okay. Gori
थी क्या?
Gori ma'am.
Like was this
no, she was chocolatey, bro. I love that.
Like was this is in US or like was this in India?
Gori thi kya? Gori, you mean like fair?
White.
नहीं. International नहीं. This is when I was 16, bro.
Oh.
My first love, okay. Like
account बहुत तेज कर गया था भाई.
Really felt.
Bro, it was back when he was 16, bro. 1993. Go ahead.
1996.
Born in 1991.
But bro, बताओ.
So we were in school, okay, and like this is just like right out of school. She was in 11th, I was in 11th and all, and we just started dating and fucking played me. She played me good, bro. She played me good, but for the time being that we were together, great relationship. This is when I fucking realized that shit was not gonna. Now that I get older, I remember a couple of things she said, and I should have fucking seen what was gonna happen. There were 4 or 5 times when she had said, Karan, you're perfect. Everything is great. It would have been just better if you were a little taller. And I used to, and the fucking idiot I was. The idiot I was. I used to look at everything as she's saying, like, you know, Karan, you have big eyelashes, you have long eyelashes. You're a pretty boy, and you have, you know, all these.
16 साल की उम्र में beard था क्या?
नहीं
आ
किसी
गया
का
होगा
नहीं
ब्रो,
था
मतलब
bro.
थोड़ा बहुत आ गया होगा.
At just
अरे करण
this.
सब beard के साथ पैदा हुए थे, पता नहीं क्यों.
भाई
Aladdin. Have you
जाटो के
watched
बाल की
Aladdin?
जगह बियर्ड
Have
आई
you
थी
watched The
इनकी सबसे पहले.
Dictator? Have you watched the movie The Dictator?
द डिक्टेटर, हाँ हाँ मैंने देखी है.
Sasha Baron Cohen.
Bro,
उसमें वो पैदा
bro,
होता है तो
what
डैडी
a
कहता है
film,
ना
bro. Bro,
Yo,
see,
listen,
the thing
I'm gonna
is,
head for 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes, I'll be back. Yeah.
he needs to
हाँ,
take a dump.
bro, हाँ मुझे भी लगता है मूतने गया.
नहीं हक नहीं गया bro.
Bro, what do you think about his
Hey, but
profile? Aesthetic कचौदा profile.
yeah, he's just bro. Recently, he's trying to be all aesthetic, posting like all these paintings on his profile as if he's some Kafka type person. He thinks he's fucking Michelangelo reborn.
Bro, अच्छा, what do you
कुछ
think
भी
about
कर
these
रहा है, bro.
aesthetic vibes, aesthetic Pinterest vibes on Instagram?
Depends, bro. I think, dude, it depends, man. I think, okay, I think it depends on the. For me, sometimes it depends on the time of the day. Like there could be some days where I'm just like really tired and I come across them and fucking it hits, you know. That's when it hits. But through the day, if I'm scrolling, it's sometimes just like it. There's a fine line between that and it being cringy, you know.
हाँ मतलब मैं
थोड़ा कभी
ट्रैफिक में बैठा
कभार
हूँ
it
यार,
just
मुझे
seems
नहीं
like
चाहिए अभी ये lo-fi type
yeah,
beat.
sometimes yeah. But I love there's this one YouTube channel called Little Note, LITTLE space NOTE. It takes excerpts from the most intense scenes of all cartoons, and by cartoons I mean like all your like OG cartoons. So hey, matlab your Johnny Bravo and all will be there and everything, you know. And at the same time, it takes it from all these Family Guy, Simpsons, and all these BoJack Horsemen, and you know the ones that are more suited
Now
for
popping
adults,
up.
right?
हाँ, the more
Yeah, more for
more
adults
modern,
basically is what I
more
mean.
modern.
Modern, it's for adults. Like
अच्छा
there's
हाँ,
farak
okay.
hai na, मतलब बच्चों के लिए Johnny
They're
Bravo
not
है.
cartoons, they're like just
Okay,
Yeah,
animated
yeah.
version of things.
They're all like intense. So that channel takes like the most intense ones, and I don't know if can you play them on this.
Zoom, let me see.
हाँ नहीं रहने दे बाद में कभी करना
Copyright ना लग
मतलब
जाए.
अकेले I'll send it to you all. It's called The Little Note is a channel, and there's one scene from Family Guy. Have you all watched Family Guy?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So there's this dog called Brian, and the baby is called Stewie. Okay, and both of them are best friends. And there's one scene where they're both locked in a vault in one of the lockers of a bank. And in that bank, they like, you know, spend the entire night and they're hungry and fucking scared and everything. And they, you know, they're going insane and all. They like try to pierce each other's ears and everything. All psycho shit is going on. And there's one scene where the baby finds, like the baby behaves like an adult, basically. That's the whole idea. He finds a gun in the dog's locker. And the dog is supposed to be the most left-wing person on planet Earth. Like he represents the whole left side of America. And baby asks like, why is it? Why do you have a gun and all and this and that? You seem like the last person and everything. And he goes like, just in case like things get tough and I want to end it all, you know. So this seemed like the safest place to keep it. And on that scene, this Little Note channel plays like the most lo-fi, mellow, depressive beats. And fucking hell, nothing else will hit you more than that. And fucking maddening, bro. That it's too good, bro. You all should check it out.
Yeah.
But I like, yeah, to your point, I like sometimes I like lo-fi beats and everything.
What do you think, Shlok, about lo-fi stuff? Like this lo-fi aesthetic stuff.
Bro, that's what it's supposed to be, bro. Like I love it, bro. I dig it heavy. In fact, I've been making a lot of lo-fi beats off lately, man. Like I got this. There's this producer called Raspo. Bro, you should check out his beats, bro. They're like beautiful amalgamations of sound, bro. You have to hear it, bro. The playlist literally called lo-fi beats that you can try to. Bro, too good. Raj, send it to Karan, bro. He'll start crying, bro. Need it.
No, yeah, bro. Sometimes, dude, contrary to popular belief, I'm a very emotional guy.
Bro, ठीक है,
I'm supremely emotional, bro.
एकदम brownie points उठा लिए भाई, जैसे ही गिरे brownie points वैसे ही उठा लिए.
I'm serious. I go on YouTube and type emotional moments in football and all, and like watch players retire, and sometimes there's a tear that will come through my eye, bro. I'm serious. Like I watch like
Oh.
Zavi and all retire and fucking hell, bro.
Real shit, bro.
Damn.
Real shit.
Bro,
Bro,
you ever
it's
cried
intense,
because of a
bro.
girl?
Yeah, obviously.
हर दिन क्या है?
हर दिन आज मैंने
Yeah.
10 को रिप्लाई 10 को मैसेज किया रिप्लाई नहीं आया
I have.
Hey, no, I don't cry for not getting a reply and stuff like that. But yeah, bro, I
Nobody
think it's
cries
I mean मैं
because
ऐसे ही
of
बोल
that.
रहा था I was just cracking a joke Karan you
But
tell me
no,
when
I
was the
think
last
it's
time you
very normal
cried for a
to
girl
cry
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you're bored with anyone romantically or any
did he
other way.
हाँ I'm like asking
No,
Karan
my
पहले then I'll come to you what was the first last time you cried for a girl
like more like I think I'll tell you what I can count like 5-6 times because 5 times probably because of relationships. I've never cried because of a girl that I've not been in a relationship with. Like I left from Penn State. That time I cried because I had to leave my girlfriend who I was practically living with. So that was a little like heavy. I think उसके अलावा याद नहीं है मेरे को कब. But yeah, I have bro. दिल से मतलब like it's very normal.
Shlok, when did you?
Yeah, bro. Same as him. The number is much lesser, bro.
But like, what was the last time?
Because he's the real man.
I'm not 32, but yeah, facts, bro. Like he summed it up, bro. When is the last time? Long time ago, bro. But
मेरे को भी time हो गया bro.
You guys have been single?
लेकिन bro, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna cry again also. Like अभी life में आएगा कोई और मैं रोएगा, bro. Like,
when Karan becomes an absentee father for the two of y'all, that's when y'all are gonna cry.
है ना, obviously.
What did he say?
Karan का जब देहांत होगा, हमारे देहांत के 15-20 साल
day after tomorrow based on my lifestyle and age, it's day after tomorrow. So get prepared. तुम दोनों मेरे बड़े बच्चे चिता पे आग लगाओगे.
तो अनमोल रतन.
तो
yeah, the meme, right?
that's bro.
Bro, apparently I saw this video. Okay, so I think it was shot in Somalia or something. They tried to recreate that with a real dead body, right? Because apparently it's a culture. A lot of people do it, and they drop the dead body, bro. And the body came out. Bro.
What happened? What happened?
Oh so my lord!
There were 4 guys. Wait, Karan, you know which meme I'm talking about? So 4 guys. Yeah. They were carrying it. They were dancing. One guy disbalanced हो गया. ऐसे casket गिरा, casket खुला उससे body.
Oh.
Yeah, bro, it's too much.
सोचो भाई, सोचो तुम मतलब क्या ही बोलूं मैं.
Have you cried because of a girl? When was the last time you cried?
I mean, I didn't cry. I left a 7-minute voice note in a group in which only I was there, just because I'm very articulate. That was like I'm fucking journaling in this voice note, which I'm gonna send to no one. But yeah, that's happened.
That's a heavy hitting one, bro.
Yeah, that's real. Even I do that sometimes.
Yeah,
I've never done that.
I record myself. I take a camera, I record myself. I talk about whatever shit's going on in my mind.
That's my podcast, you asshole.
Karan कहता है मैं तो उसमें कंटेंट बनाता हूँ, तुम उसको इमोशनली यूज करते हो, ये तो मुझे पता ही नहीं था.
That's my career. Dude, there was one girl who sent me a meme. Why do guys not seek therapy and start a podcast? And I've never related more.
I saw this meme. I saw this girl tweet once that men be really attractive till you find out they make rap music.
But dude, I think
मैंने भी सुना था, like मैंने किसी का सुना था, they were like this guy was in a club, he goes meets this girl, and this girl is like, don't tell me you have a startup. Like all 10 guys that I've met tonight all have a fucking startup, they all have got funded. I'm like sitting here listening to their stories. But what were you saying?
Fuck, I think they're unattractive if they make rap music if they haven't made it yet.
Yeah. Facts.
I think in that sense, Shlok is like
not pulling
a more real musician than most musicians I know.
What does that mean?
मतलब भाई बंदे
I mean, I agree he's a real musician.
Semantics, bro.
I don't disagree with the fact that he's a real musician, but I don't understand what you mean by real
I mean,
musician.
like he's more like into like proper nice, like guys made music videos. He's like he's like proper into it. He's like not he's not like कि भाई ऐसे ईयरफोन लगा के कंबल के अंदर और मतलब कोई भी कुछ भी उल्टी उल्टी लिरिक्स लिख दी. He doesn't do that.
That's where they start, bro.
But
I mean,
that's I
start,
feel like
but most people stay there.
a
Most
lot of
people
the
stay
artists
there.
that I know.
Most people stay there.
No, that is
Bro, so I don't think that's the criteria that you should judge the realness of an artist, because two things.
Two things.
Bro, उसका video है कि मेरा है? Did I lag or
they have their own mic.
वो two things के बाद फिर से बोलो.
Cupboard के what?
अबे सब वापस बोल चमन.
Hello.
हाँ, two things क्या है वो? Two things.
No, two things. One is that I know so many absolutely killer artists. कबर्ड के अंदर घुसते हैं, फोन के माइक पे ऐसे रिकॉर्ड करते हैं, है ना, उसको मिक्स मास्टर के लिए भेजते हैं, सब होता है. That's A, है ना. What Karan said, most लोग वहीं पे रह जाते हैं. I don't think we should judge the criteria. I said it because no.
Yo,
I want
this is what my criteria. This is what happens, you fucking asshole. This is how you're treating me. You're misquoting me. You've been doing that. That's why I asked you with joke. That's what you've been doing. You've been false claiming shit.
Sorry, bro.
I should say this is false news, you asshole.
See, now, let me see. Let me
complete.
Sorry.
So the second thing is that I don't think we should measure the realness of any artist by the numbers that is bopping to them. Because to be honest, I don't have a lot of people listening to me, right?
Obviously.
So I think it should supremely be by what your subjective opinion about the quality of my music is and how dedicated and passionate I'm about.
Yeah.
Passionate.
And I think, like what I was really trying to say was that, see, when you're dedicated to something, right, you're tending to invest in it. Okay, that investment can be both in the form of money and time. Now, ऐसा होता है कि कुछ लोग होते हैं जो they're like, ठीक है, rap music बनाना start किया, they'll like write and they're like cupboard के अंदर घुस के they'll do their shit and they'll stay there. मतलब एक दो गाने बनाएंगे, एक दो rap गाएंगे, उसके बाद कुछ नहीं करेंगे. But there are some people
mood हट गया.
हाँ, mood हट गया. But there are some people who, let's just say, do that, then they realize, okay, I'm quite good at this. Let me invest some stuff, like let me get like a 2,000 rupee mic and all that. And I think I also measure, see, the thing with being an artist is that it's commoditized now. Now you cannot be a Van Gogh or a Picasso who's like had 20 patrons who consider him artist, or usko paid bhar denge. Now being an artist is, obviously, unless you made it. Now being an artist is commoditized. So I judge an artist a lot by their iterations. So like if I have iterations, how many times they are making the music, like how many tries they are doing it, iterations. So let's take an example.
I love it.
Iterations.
Reiterate.
Iterate वाला iterations.
Iteration.
बोलना तू बोलना है यार. क्या कर रहा है श्लोक यार? कब का irritate बोल.
So it's iteration. So ठीक है. There's Carrie Minati, right? You all know of him. ठीक है. He calls himself a rapper, but he releases one song in like 4 months, and I don't think he's done that much amount of rap and put it out in public as of yet कि वो ये कहे कि भाई मैं महीने का 4 गाने निकालता हूँ. So I don't consider him to be a rapper. उसके अलावा भी, so like the people who, like there are a lot of these people you'll see on Instagram or Twitter who have a podcaster written on their banners or profile, but उनके podcast पे जाओगे, there's not even a single episode. Like I couldn't, like the reason why I call myself a podcaster is because I have done enough iterations on this shit. Karan has done almost 50 iterations on it. I am on my way to the 40th episode.
No, I get that.
So I think that is also criteria. Because you have to be doing it long enough.
That's in fact, I've heard this from a lot of people as well. I feel like, for music especially, it doesn't matter how good you are. It matters how good you are for how long a period of time.
Yeah, you have to,
and
like
how long a period
Malcolm
of time
Gladwell says, right?
The number of iterations that you have, right?
Malcolm Gladwell says, you need to put 10,000 hours into something to get good at it. And I think uska ek better version Naval Ravikant offers on Twitter. He's like 10,000 hours ki jagah 10,000 iterations. Like 10,000 baar us cheez ko karo. Like when I talk to YouTubers, they always tell me 100 gandi videos banaoge tum, tab jaake tum achhi videos banana start karoge. So I think that's
fair enough. So how would you categorize this, bro? I'll be honest with you. It's been 2021. I have had 3 projects out on Instagram, but at the same time, I think Karan knows this very well. For the last 6 months, I've been scratching my brain, heads out, bothering him to get dialogues, working with producers, and working on the next time. You know what my
but I don't think you can quantify art, yeah. Like, how can you fucking quantify?
Bro, because it's commoditized.
It's not about quantifying art. It's about quantifying the artist.
Quantifying the artist.
How can you quantify an artist?
You can quantify the artist,
right? So we have to have some criteria to judge. Agar hum kisi artist ki baat kar rahe hain, we can't just use a blanket statement of an artist.
Listen,
if we have to reason, we have to go articulate.
What? Okay. Listen, if you're saying 10,000 times, right? Let's say I'm a fucking Pablo Picasso, right? You're saying abhi wo patrons nahi hai. You think MF Hussain ke the nahi patrons? MF Hussain is quite recent. Now there might be. I'm not an art or like painter kind of person. I'm not an art fanatic. But
see, the thing with people like MF Hussain is, let's just say people like MF Hussain were artists, or Raftar, who's like a rapper. Okay, these guys got to where they are through traditional means. Okay, MF Hussain ka exactly, I don't know what trajectory he was, but he didn't come through Instagram or Twitter or something like that. Raftar ka trajectory was a dancer, then he got to a producer, and then on he became a rapper. But for most artists nowadays, their presence is defined by their social media. So unless Shlok is doing some kind of a, let's just say कोई और project, कोई movie, किसी और चीज के लिए project कर रहा है, unless he's doing that, उसके पास all he has is his social media, right? Namaste, auntie.
1 second, huh? Go ahead, guys.
No. So it's also another thing, bro. Like, it's not. I think it's basic human nature to attribute the level of credibility to a person by the number of things that they have out. Okay, it's not just a social media thing.
And how long have they been doing it?
Let's consider Eminem, for example. Okay, Eminem didn't make it through Instagram. Instagram wasn't even a thing when he was out there. He made it through the number of consistent songs that he put out. Who would you like better? You tell me. One person who has a song which you rate 10 on 10, or one person who has 100 songs that you rate 7 on 10.
Yeah, obviously the second guy. That's better.
It's pretty obvious, right?
Why? No, that's the whole Baba, brother. How can you put a number on what art? Like, I don't understand, Shlok. Your example, you're saying.
No. Don't get it twisted. What I mean is that I said 7 on 10 as an example. I'm not. That's your personal opinion. Like, what you like versus what you don't.
That's what tera correct hai. I'm saying, brother.
तूने Logic का example दिया था ना? Remember when you said about Logic? How many songs had he recorded on the mic? Around.
I forgot, bro. I know more than that. कुछ 1,000 में था उसका. He has more than.
Imagine the amount of effort he's put into that.
I get it.
More credibility. Go ahead.
But what I'm saying is, you don't have. There might be one person who's working. Dude, artist, you're looking at it in a very different way. Like, let's say there is one guy who is a podcaster. I forgot his name. He does this thing on history. Okay, he'll take one topic. Let's say the Roman Empire. Or every 5 months he'll release an episode, but it will be a 5-hour episode, and it is the most detailed episode you'll ever listen to.
Bro, but
would you call that guy an art?
But that doesn't work now. Like, if I'm starting afresh,
who said it doesn't work? He's famous.
I'm not saying that if I start afresh, kal start karu, I cannot work with one piece out in every 5 months. That's
all of this. But what if that piece is?
Listen,
what if you're giving your everything in that piece?
Nobody cares. The platform doesn't care.
What Siddhant is trying
Who
to say
said
is that,
it doesn't care?
What we're trying to say is that this is only from the.
You don't care about a Rolls Royce? How much time does it take to make a Rolls Royce? A customized Rolls Royce?
Bro, that's why the normal person doesn't has it now. That's why.
Exactly why it's a work of fucking art.
What he's trying to say is that
it's a work of art.
Bro, what he's trying to say is that for you to make it in this world from a consequentialist perspective, you will have to put out projects.
Yeah. Also, if that person is like putting out,
what is defining an artist. There's a difference between.
Yeah. I'm defining.
You could be an artist dropping one project, working every day to drop one project at the end. You can still be an artist.
But that's what I mean.
As an artist, usually the
not really. No, that's why, bro. See, okay. What you're saying is correct in the sense that I agree that you have to put out numbers You have to play the game and you have to do it this way and that way. I get it. That is a more guaranteed way of getting things done. I understand. But you don't necessarily have to do that. Indian Ocean band.
See. If you want to get better, right? If you want to, let's just say even the guy you're talking about, जो कि 5 महीने में एक एपिसोड निकालता है 5 घंटे का, उसने पॉडकास्टिंग में या हिस्ट्री में मल्टीपल इटरेशंस किए होंगे, उसने मल्टीपल या तो लेक्चर्स दिए होंगे या तो बुक्स लिखी होंगी या कुछ भी ऐसा किया होगा. ऐसा नहीं होता कि किसी का ऐसा नहीं होता कि see it's all about practice making you perfect. Some people like to practice in public, some people like to practice in private. People who practice in public are generally more seen by people. That's why they're more that's why they're more visible. That's why they're more popular. ठीक है? तभी Joe Rogan जो 11 साल से podcasting कर रहा है, that's why he's at the top. Like if I look at Joe Rogan का podcast, he's not necessarily the best podcaster. What
is a good podcaster?
I'm not
it's
saying that
credibility, Karan.
Yeah,
like there are Drake if he didn't have so many albums.
I agree.
There might be better. Let's see. Okay. I'll put.
What's your point?
You're talking about being famous versus.
That's what I'm saying. We're talking about getting recognized.
I'm not talking about being famous. Being recognized, yes. But I do believe that you can see. Okay, you're right in that. Being famous is a very different thing. I'm not talking about being famous. I'm talking about, like you said, to be considered a podcaster, you have to have X number of iterations. I understand that. That's the only thing I was saying. You're right about being famous. The reason why am I not like, bro, my content is fucking phenomenal. I know it, but I'm not a good marketer, and I don't want to go down that road. I like a different life, right? And I do understand that one of my core fucking problems is that, which is what the only thing I have to fix. My fucking content is phenomenal. I know it. You get it, but doesn't mean that I am not. I still don't think I'm an artist or whatever, right? That I'm not sure. But suppose you say I would be, right? Suppose I was to be called something, I would be called an artist or podcast or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Iteration wise, all that things I understand. But if I make one good episode in a week, as opposed to someone who makes an everyday podcast, all that stuff is very different. You can be how you want to be. You get it, and still be an artist. You could release an EP in 6 months, and that could be the fucking maddest of mad. Bro, rappers release albums in fucking how much, bro? Shlok, 2 saal mein nikalte hai yaar.
Bayan took 2 years, bro. So many albums.
See what Shlok mentioned about credibility. Let's just say there are 10 people, okay? There are 10 people and there are 2 artists, okay? One of them releases music continuously, बहुत ज़्यादा. And like he's like again a 7 on 10, okay? From like a music perspective, okay? कि इसका सारा जो भी music के check boxes होते हैं, उसमें he's like 7 on 10. But one of them is like a 10 on 10. But he rarely releases music, okay? So who like I'm not saying like like Shlok is a see now the thing with artists is that they have to be businessmen, okay? Now artists cannot not be businessmen. Raftar एक गाना निकाल के ये नहीं बोल सकता that I don't care about the likes and views and all that. Although he doesn't need to, he still does.
You have to cater to the people, right?
Yeah, they are like they run ads and all. Okay, they still run ads and all. So it's a market, it's a business now. And to be visible in a market, you need to put out more stuff. You need to be credible, as Shlok said. अगर मैंने आज 50 episodes निकाल दिए ना podcast के, now I'm credible. I'm more credible than someone who just calls themselves a podcaster. If Shlok releases music a lot now, if Shlok releases music a lot, then he's more credible than someone who just says that I'm a musician.
But credibility. Okay, wait. Okay, listen. I understand your point, but I think I agree with it. Let's say for 99% of people that does up. I understand, but I think
obviously, bro, rule of exception to rehna hai.
Exactly, but that's what I mean. Those people are also artists in the sense that you can, even if not 99. I'm saying there are people who are not even on social media.
I'm not calling
Bro,
you
Kevin Gates is
Yeah,
not
it's not an artist versus not an artist thing. It's all
Yeah.
about visibility and
Yeah,
popularity.
it's all
you
about-
don't
it's all-
always have to be. You don't have
Listen
to
to me
be a
then.
businessman. Yeah,
Listen to me,
Khabib
listen to
Nurmagomedov, kitna? How much is he on? How much is he
when we started
on
this
social
That's a
media?
different
discussion,
game.
I was
That's
like,
you have to
is
fight. You listen to me.
वो दागिस्तान में रहता है, bro.
ठीक है
अभी भी
bro.
उसको
So what
मारने
Siddhant
में
said,
रहता है.
right, about being visible, right? I feel like there's a good line that you can draw over here, and this is from my particular perception. It's about, let's say, I'm making music. In 6 months, I'm dropping one project which is 10 on 10 versus one person who's dropped 6 projects in 6 months, 7 on 10, right? The decision that I have to make is, where do I draw the line between the number of projects versus the quality of the project?
Quantity
You
versus
get it?
quality.
Quantity and quality. So if I go for, let's say in those 6 months, if I go for 2 projects versus that guy going for 6 projects, 2 projects being 9 on 10 on 10 on 10 versus 6 projects. So that's the most crispiest combination. That's the
Arey,
optimal
but
combination.
is but
You know what I mean?
as an artist,
See, but
is it
practice
your
honi
best
chahiye. See,
work?
what we are talking about is getting better. Like, see, when we started discussion, like Shlok asked
Getting
me
better, you're
that
right.
if-
But
see,
getting better.
listen.
Go ahead.
When we started this, Shlok asked me that if I believe that he is a real rapper or not, and I was like, I'm more inclined to believe that because Shlok has been doing that for a long time. That means he's invested in an art, and second is that he has iterations. That means he is good at it too. So I can call him a rapper, like someone who just like rambles or something. I cannot call them a rapper, right? So because Shlok has iterated on his skill for that much, and people you are talking about जो कि 6 महीने में एक project निकालते हैं, it's not that they're doing 6 projects a month, like one project every 6 months. Some of them are fucking creating every day, but they're only publishing once in 6 months.
Exactly. That's
and,
what I mean.
And
So
in a public
those
sphere, you
people
are
are
more
also
likely to be
credible,
visible when you're building in public.
Would you call that person credible or not? अगर पूरा दिन वो घर पे बैठ के he is grinding, he is hustling, ठीक है, but खाली 6 महीने में एक बार 10 on 10 album निकाला उसने, versus someone who's releasing a 7 on 10 every.
But if I'm unknown to him, then I won't. Now, if I'm unknown to him, then I won't.
But then you're just judging based on the fucking cover, and that's
how people do.
That's what happens. That's what happens on social media.
Do you not? One second, you're right, but that's the point. Does that person have to? So it's not. So what you're saying is someone is credible based on how much they practice something, based on how much they do something, based on how much effort they put into something, and that person does that every once in 6 months, in 2 years. Suppose that person does it, right? Just because they're not famous on Instagram doesn't mean they're not credible. So you're saying someone is credible just because they're famous, and as opposed to someone who is not credible because they're not famous. So you are judging based on the cover.
Yes,
and
because that's what I'm aware of. That's what the market looks like. That's what I'm aware of. I'm not saying
the market can. But
I'm not saying that justify.
Isn't there
I'm
a
not saying
flaw
that
in your
I'm not saying that
criteria? Your judgment criteria to a certain degree is flawed.
Bro, we were talking about a descriptive answer. We're not speaking of how things should be. This is how things are. Like right now in this world,
I agree how things are.
If you want to be a credible fucking artist, you better put out a lot of work. You better
not really.
I'll give you an example. Okay, I'll give you an example.
Like if you're not going the traditional route, if you're being independent.
Yeah,
not, let's just say if you're not get signed under a label, credibility aa jati hai.
That's what I'm saying.
So there's an artist that I know, okay? Artist X versus me, okay? Now artist X started small and he's been dropping projects every month, okay? What people are going to believe is that, this guy's been working hard, he's putting out so many projects, new music every time, okay? What I know deep down in my heart is this guy's making music every day. I'm making music every day too. I'm working every single night. I'm just not showing it on the internet. And that's the personal criteria for me to judge greatness, right? However, that's not the criteria for a lot of people. And that's how it is. That's not how it should be, but that's how it is.
So there are people, okay, you know who the album Plain White Tees are? Plain White Tees.
Yeah, of course.
Hey There Delilah सुना है तूने?
हाँ, of course.
और दूसरा गाना बोल वो लोग का?
बस वही सुना.
Exactly. When they dropped their last album in 2018 only. And Red Hot Chili Peppers. Chal, theek hai, Red Hot Chili Peppers is not a good example. Let's take a recent band. Imagine Dragons. Same amount of time they've been making music, right? But Imagine Dragons' music has been good consistently, and they don't drop music that often as compared to fucking Plain White Tees. And Plain White Tees they became fucking mad famous. Mad famous. मतलब Hey There Delilah लोग tattoo करते थे.
Of course. It's about Kendrick, bro. Kendrick hasn't dropped in for what? How many years now? It's been 4 years, 6 years since.
Two.
And I know for a fact that he's gonna drop.
Kendrick 2 years.
It's gonna be,
Kendrick 2 साल से नहीं निकाला. Last he brought out.
Damn, 2017 में आया था.
Bro, 3 साल 2018 like Black Panther का album.
17. वो उसमें 3 गाने थे उसके.
That's not his fault. That's not his.
3 गाने थे उसके. 3 नहीं 2 थे. King's Dead and fucking this one. Pray for me. That's it.
But those are not
all
Kendrick,
the stars.
Kendrick
All the stars.
Exactly. They're just
Those are not conceptualized by Kendrick. Kendrick last dropped his album in 2018. I think it was
2017. Damn आया था. उसके बाद कुछ नहीं आया.
Crazy album. Absolutely mad album.
Exactly. Pulitzer Prize he got for that. Highest award in literature you can ever get.
Listen to me. Off-season. Amazing album, J. Cole. Okay, not my personally, I don't like the album that much, but it's a great album.
What?
Okay, if I judge it with objective credit.
Bro, what the
Off season is, bro, it's all right. It's very average.
And I can see why. I can see why.
Uske alawa, Donda. I love the album Donda. Certified Love Boy,
Donda,
absolute trash, bro, garbage.
No, bro, I liked CLB, bro.
But
you know I just like the one song. Fucking which one? I just forgot the most famous one.
He's claiming to be a lesbian, bro. That's ridiculous. Bro,
I didn't see. I'm not aware of anything. I have not checked out.
He said she like girls meet. Bro, that's I can't do. Bro, see what Drake does is basically he makes pop music. Yeah, he takes sounds from every culture, he amalgamates them, and that's what sells. Certified Love Boy outsold Donda because it's the music that sells.
Yeah,
but and everyone is like, oh, Drake.
No, like obviously, like Donda is like.
But do you,
Donda
Shlok,
be...
do you not think there's a problem with that?
Of course, there's a problem.
I don't think that's a problem. I think that's just how things are. And I think we cannot expect.
Yola, look at the conversation we're having. In one point in general in life, we say that our entire generation has shitty attention spans. We have the trashiest of fucking work culture. We have the worst all of this, okay? We don't pay attention. We don't care about like anything. We're privileged at this or that. Gen Z is going down a shitty route, and then you all are saying that's just the market. Both those things can coexist.
The thing is that it's a sad reality, but that's how it is.
I agree, it's a sad reality.
What's your point, Karan? What's your point?
My point is that you cannot say that just because it's a sad reality that people don't see value in things. People do. You do not have to be a good. For someone like me, right? I don't have to be a good marketer also all the time. People could slowly probably discover it. You never know how things might fucking pan out for me. But what I mean is a short guaranteed way, even if not guaranteed, a more
it's a templatized way. It's a templatized way.
A template to succeed is the whole marketing thing, right? Which I agree with. It's a template. That's why reels are working, right? You can make all the fun you want of 17-year-old chicks doing dances, but those fucking bitches are making more money than I could fucking.
They're fucking making money.
I only wish.
Monetized.
Reels nahi, they're getting brand collaborations.
Bro, they're getting brands, bro. 18 साल के बच्चे, they're getting signed by companies, bro.
So that's what I'm saying. So they're fucking making money, right? But at the same time, I do see the value in something like a royal family karke ek dance group hai, right? Who's not that, I mean, people, they are active on Instagram because that's a whole different thing. But royal family didn't start off, they didn't start off famous on
TikTok,
on social media, at least today's social media.
They went down the traditional route.
People have been their fans because they have won competitions. You get it? So they,
bro, obviously there's gonna be
what I mean is there is there is a template, but
bro, at the end of the day I'll just say that Certified Love Boy is an absolute tragic album. all songs are so generic. I can literally know all the chord progressions are the same. Every song I know what the next note is going to be. It's absolutely hideous.
So I'm gonna use this in the trailer. Like,
bro, I'll tell you what it is. Okay, so Drake waits for so many years to drop an album. Look at me, I'm dropping an album, and he drops this cringe bomb of an album with an absolutely garbage album art.
For a second, I thought I was getting old, which is why I didn't like the music anymore. Then I fucking got approval from society.
No, that too.
Because I swifted through the songs in a second. I just kept playing next. Like, fucking, isme kya hai unique? Like,
don't get me wrong, bro. They all songs. I can see why these songs would blow up.
Bro, it's a blueprint of a pop.
Yeah, they're the blueprint. Like, they're the T series.
I see the song. Like, I see how my friend would enjoy this song. Like the
like a Jack Harlow type fucking. Like a typical song.
And you know what's the most pissing off, bro? Drake doesn't need to do anything to not be Drake. Drake is out there. He's making money. He's made racks. When you reach that stage in your life, that's when you do experimental stuff.
That's when you do Kanye type stuff. That's when you do Kanye type stuff. Or Kendrick or Cole type stuff.
He's pulled a cheap one, bro. He's pulled a quick one.
He's like पैसे कमाना है, चलो भाई कुछ भी बना देते हैं.
हाँ पैसे कमाना है बस.
चलो, bro, this was absolutely fantabulous. मेरी जितनी थकान थी ऐसा लग रहा है सब दूर हो गई है. मैं अभी जाके भाग के आ सकता हूँ. इतना मजा आया. How was it for you guys? कैसा लगा? मजा आया कि नहीं?
I came in my pants like a fucking dude hit puberty. I can feel it. I'm gonna remember this jizz for 5 days straight.
Bro, this person.
If you all don't mind, if I have your consent, if I have both of your beautiful consent,
you cannot show.
I would like to keep this. No, I'm not showing my dick. I would like to keep you all in my memory.
Shlok, how was it for you?
It was fun.
Shlok is speechless. Shlok needs a back massage right now. Sudhansh, fly down. Come here.
On the real though, it was like mad fun, bro.
Fun, bro. We should do this more often. If we're gonna find some way to live stream this, I think it's gonna be the best.
YouTube पे live stream करते हैं. Some people say toxic shit. We'll deal with that. You know how it is. But no, bro, honestly, it was like a pleasure, man. It was fun. Absolute fun scenes. And I'm glad it wasn't for the other little organization that is run by our JD Solar Labs. So, yeah. That's that.
Haram Khor, Shlok Mishra.
I hate it with a passion, bro.
Says the man that rapped for paper planes, huh?
Hey, paper planes to me.
This topic, you fucking sell out. Oh,
hey, one day.
Hey, buddy.
Wait, what do you mean, bro? What do you mean sell out? I wasn't referring to paper planes.
I know you're referring to you're referring to TLC. I know, but you cannot refer to. It's like, dude, ulta chor kotwal pe bonke. It's like that, fam.
I'm way ahead of this, bro. Nah, bro.